All right. I have to remember to not move in my chair because it keeps squeaking a lot. All right. It honestly does already look like the quality is a little bit better there. But you can totally see you can see my Harry Potter stuff too. All right, cool. And that Beauty and the Beast notebook up there. All right. So we're on a time crunch here because I have to pick up my daughter from school. So, and that's why I tried to do this at 10 o'clock. That's why I have been trying to do this consistently at 10 o'clock because I have a set schedule. I have things to do. But, all right, so right now we are doing this from my husband's laptop. He was kind enough to let me use it because whenever I tried to do it from my laptop, not only was the quality quite poor, but I also couldn't record using Audacity on my laptop as well. It was just too much for it to try to run at one time. So, my dear sweet husband has let me use his laptop. So, we are going to first, I need to double check and make sure that I have the headset for that and the microphone put where it needs to go. Because if not, then I don't want to have to put it over this set of headphones because I have tried to do that. I tried to do it yesterday while I was doing captions and all that good stuff, but it definitely was not working. So, all right, I still don't have anybody yet, but that's totally okay because you guys can just go back and watch it later. Um, this is really, I just thought it would be cool to start doing this, and yeah, so let's. I just I'm trying to make sure that my phone's not gonna make like big vibrating noise either, and I don't remember how to set it all the way to mute instead of just vibrate. So sounds of vibration. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. Temporary. Oh, that's cool. You can mute it for like a certain amount of hours. All right, that's perfect. Oh my god, now I know I can do that for future episodes too. All right, and future recording sessions. Okay. Honestly, I'm thinking that if I just kind of put the headphone set right in front of me, then it should be fine. And hopefully, it won't catch me breathing like it normally does. Um, I've been trying to not only be better about that, but also be better with the editing for that too. So hopefully, that just shows, and you guys definitely see just how much I really am trying here. So, all right, so we got the microphone set, that set. All right, so this here is going to be a test trial for using the microphone. Obviously, I'm going to go back and listen to this, see how loud it is. Maybe I need to move it. I don't know. Honestly, I mean, it looks fine on the Audacity screen. The sound wave levels are moving back and forth, and they're steady staying in the green. So honestly, I think that might actually be okay. So let's stop that, and then we go back and play it real quick. Let me put these on so I can actually listen to it. Oh wait, that's another thing too. Though with these headphones, I always forget to turn the. to be completely honest, I think it sounds better from the microphone while it's sitting down and not sitting on top of my head. I think that's the way to go. Can you guys hear me okay? I really hope so. Please let me know. I'll gloss it up. Just real quick. No judgment here. Not usually wearing a whole lot of makeup, but I can at least make my lips look nice. Alright, so I honestly think that we have just figured out the secret whenever it comes to these here recording sessions. I just need to keep that right there in front of me instead of on my head. So, oh God, I'm gonna need some more coffee. Okay. Hopefully this chair is not gonna squeak that much either. Alright, so I'm just going to go back and highlight and go ahead and delete all that so I don't have to worry about it later whenever I'm going back to edit the episode. Let me see if anyone. What is she doing? Send my niece a message real quick to see what she's up to. Alright, so this is definitely the way to go. I don't know where I want to put this. I have a pocket. Oh my God. My pants have pockets. Oh, that is such a huge deal for us ladies. Alright, let's minimize that a little bit. Move it over to the left side of the screen. Go just like that. Do we want to zoom in a little bit? No, I think it'll be okay. Alright, we are also going to go down here. OneDrive, podcast stuff, episode scripts, episode season 1, episode 5. That's still small voice. That is the one that we are currently working on, and the one that we are about to record. So we got to minimize that too. Push that over to the right side of the screen. I need to make the Audacity one a little bit smaller so that I can that is another thing too though, whenever it comes to like trying to whenever I was trying to stream earlier from my laptop while also not only running but Audacity, but I would have also needed my Word documents up too, and my laptop is just not capable of doing all that. Alright, so I think my kitty's in here. She's laying down. Alright, so we're going to slide this just a little bit closer so that the microphone for the podcast recording is a little bit closer too. I got that clipped to my keyboard too so it doesn't fall. Alright, we have just over an hour, and my Word document is 67 pages. Oh well. Oh God, I need more coffee. Will my husband bring me more coffee? All right. I just sent my husband a text to see if he wouldn't mind bringing me some coffee for the rest of it. Text my sister too. Tell her to come watch the channel. All right. So, since we have the microphone, everything else figured out, I have my Word document pulled up. My love is about to bring me the rest of the coffee. I have some chocolate chip cookies that we made last night. That my husband made last night. All right. Another big YouTube streamer that I like to, well, not just YouTube, but Twitch too, is Lil Simsy. I like watching her videos sometimes too. I've been so busy with all this stuff lately. All right. I can't, my shirt has like tassels and hanging in the way. Okay. All right. So I don't really know like how much of a difference leaning in versus, oh yeah, that definitely seems to make a difference. So I really need to try to stay steady in one place. All right. Okay. So we're going to have, I'll input the intro music later, but sometimes I like to run it in my head. All right. Wait, my chair squeaked. I can't do that. All right. All right, here we go. This is attempt number 1 for episode 5. Hello, my beautiful butterflies, and welcome to episode 5 of Once Upon a Spoiler. I am your host, Samantha Elliott, and I still just absolutely love saying that. I hope you are all doing fantastically well. I'm so excited to dive into this episode today. But first, I do have something I would like to discuss with you all, and that is what I've been up to and learning lately. As I'm sure. All right, let's go ahead and just try that one over again. But first, I do have something I would like to discuss with you all, and that is what I've been up to and learning lately. As I'm sure you listeners have figured out by now, not all of the episodes of my podcast are currently live on Spotify, Stitcher, or iHeartRadio, and that is because I have opted out on paying the monthly fee for now for the sake of other priorities. So, in order to keep these episodes available, as well as to try to reach more people, not only through this platform, meaning Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio, I have decided to start using YouTube as well. So that meant figuring out how to convert my audio files into videos. After a few painful hours, patience, and finding the right website to do it with, which I chose Canva, I have finally figured out. Oh god, I don't know why I stopped. We're gonna have to try that one over again because I keep wondering if my husband is gonna walk in here. Did you see my text? Mindy's texting me back. You can hear my husband back there in the background too. That's the thing too with some of these recording sessions. You just can't always predict what exactly is going to happen. All right, but all right, I'm going to try some of that over again. So, in order to keep these episodes available, as well to there I go. So, in order to keep those episodes available, as well as to try to reach more people, not only through this platform, meaning Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio, I have decided to start using YouTube as well. So that meant figuring out how to convert my audio files into videos. And after a few painful hours, patience, and finding the right website to do it with, which I decided to use Canva, I have finally figured it out and did it. And now we officially have a YouTube channel. And I have decided that from now on, for the recording sessions, I will be recording live on YouTube in my closet. And that is also what I am actually doing right now. This is the first time. I can't possibly describe how happy and excited I am about this. If you would like to go back and watch it, please visit my YouTube channel, Once Upon a Spoiler, and don't forget to subscribe so that you get the notifications for all future live recording sessions. Also, just wanted to let you all know that I do have some deleted scenes to share with you all at the end, so stay tuned for that. So, having said all that, let's get to what we came here for. Today we are discussing Season 1, Episode 5 of Once Upon a Time. It's titled That Still Small Voice. It was directed by Paul Edwards, edited by Jane Espenson, and the original air date was November 27th of 2011. Now, behind the logo, we find a spinning wheel, which only seems to connect to the episode, and that is what Rumpelstiltskin is doing the only time we see him, sadly, in this episode, and that is whenever Jiminy brings him items to sell, and a much deeper transaction ends up taking place, but we will definitely discuss that whenever we get to it. I need that coffee. I'm about to just run and go get it myself. Oh, but I gotta move these tables. Fuck. Not the wall. All right, just hold on. Baby! Oh, sorry. Sorry if that was low. Hey, babe! You can't hear me. I'm not calling. I'm calling real quick.
Yes.
Can you please bring me the rest of the coffee that's in the fridge?
I just saw your message.
Okay. Well, I keep like wondering if you're gonna come back here, so it's fucking with my head a little bit. I already have my cup back here though. Can you just bring me the jug?
Yes. And I heard you having a wall.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love you. Oh, oh, you're beautiful. Look at you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome.
Yay. Oh wait, can you like kind of close that mostly?
Yeah.
Thank you. Love you. He's so sweet. All right. I just needed the jug because there's not a whole lot left in there. Look, yes. My international delight. I like the caramel and the mocha. I like to mix them together too. It's pretty darn good. I did put my sister said she's on here. Girl, I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. Needless to say, I got to use my energy while I got it. All right. So now that I have my coffee and I'm not worried that I'm going to be interrupted like every 2 seconds. Well, not interrupted. I just kept wondering if my husband was going to walk back in here. All right. Wait, are you in the? I don't think she's actually in the live. Comment if you're here. Oh, my thing is just not showing me. The quality is definitely better than the last time. Look, that's the first diamond poster. My mama got it for me. First one I've got. Oh my god, they're wonderful. I love doing it. And then back here we have the wax canvas that I used the same wax that I used for our wedding invitations. I had plenty extra and I still do, so I'm thinking about doing a couple more like that. I thought it was really cool. I just melted some of it, like just a bunch of random colors, and just put them all on there. So damn, boo. That thing just must not be telling me what's going on. Cannot. I'm scared to try to reload the page, so what'll happen if I do that? Yeah, no, we're not going to do that because it says something about changes. We ain't making no changes. All right. We gotta get back to this. Just leaving the microphone right where it is. Ow, shit. Oh, I gotta be careful. I just smacked my flash drive. I can't mess that thing up. It's got all my podcast stuff backed up on it. I got it backed up in 2 different places though, so that's like how worried I am about all this stuff. How worried I am about losing it, especially since my OneDrive decided to tell me that it was way too full and my account was going to be frozen. All right. The episode opens up to a puppet show put on by Jiminy's parents, Martin and Myrna. It's currently. Oh, God. I can't read. I gotta pull it a little closer, too. Oh, yeah. Shit. All right. Let's just try that again. The episode opens up to a puppet show put on by Jiminy's parents, Martin and Myrna. It's clearly meant to be a distraction so that Jiminy can steal from those who are watching the show. We then quickly go to the next scene where they are all three looking and sorting through what Jiminy has stolen. Jiminy pulls out the cricket, then he goes into his dialogue about how he loves them, they're free, but then his parents basically shut him down by talking about how he is, for all intents and purposes, their puppet that does as they wish and doesn't have to think for himself because they're there to think for him. And it's just a little too controlling for my taste, and it definitely gives you a feel for just how much he wishes to be free, not only of that life, but free in general, free to make his own choices about who he wanted to be. I just really felt for him in that scene and in the whole show, really. Talking points one and two, real quick. I love the way they planted the cricket in such a way that is later used as part of Jiminy's inspiration for what he wishes to be later on in this same episode. I thought it was just too perfect and beautifully thought out, and I loved it. Um, Number two, young Jiminy was played by young Adam. Yes, oh god, I fucked that up too. Talking point number two, young Jiminy was played by Adam Young. Yes, I did that on purpose. He is also credited on IMDb for The Possession, Untold Stories of the ER, and Smart Cookies. Although, whenever I tried to look up the cast list for Smart Cookies, he wasn't on there, so I'm not entirely sure of the legitimacy of that list. He was a little difficult for me to find for some reason, but if any of you out there listening know for a fact what exactly he is in, please feel free to email me and let me know onceuponaspoilerpod@gmail.com, because he is just adorable and absolutely perfect for the young and sweet, wants so badly to be good Jiminy Cricket. And I also would like to note that a young Snow White is also in that movie, Smart Cookies, Miss Bailey Madison, which Bridge to Terabithia will forever remain in my heart, and just her in general, because she is a phenomenal actress, and anything on screen with her in it is just pure gold. Plus, she is credited for a lot of stuff on IMDb, including, but not limited to, the Good Witch, basically all of them from what I can tell. A Week Away, A Cinderella Story, Starstruck, Wizards of Waverly Place, I love that show. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, The Hunting Hour, Cowgirls and Angels, Holiday Joy, Letters to God, North Pole, Open for Christmas, Phoebe in Wonderland, and so much more. And of course, I absolutely love her in this here Once Upon a Time. We then go to Dr. Archibald Hopper's. Okay, I hesitated, but I was fine. I said that right. Go figure. We then go to Dr. Archibald Hopper's therapist office, where him and Henry are having one of their weekly scheduled appointments. I love how the first thing you see is Archie writing, but then the first thing you hear is Henry going, "You weren't always a cricket." That that to me is a funny, cute, but also a clever and smooth entrance into the scene. So Archie asks Henry why he thinks that he's Jiminy Cricket, and Henry explains that it's because of who he is and that he is a conscience. And then they go into how there are no crickets in Storybrooke and that no one's just ever noticed. Archie then asks Henry if he thinks that's proof of the curse, but clever little Henry says, "Yes, but I know it's not enough. I'm looking for more." I think it was very big and mature of Henry to know that he can't simply go on faith that someone will eventually believe him. He has to show these blinded people in some way that they are essentially living a lie, and have been for 28 years. However, isn't a big part of belief all about not needing proof in the first place? But at the same time, he is dealing with adults. And to be truthful, they are totally blinded to all of the truth that's literally right there in front of them. But anyway, moving on. Next, he asks Henry why he thinks it's so important that the curse is real. And when Henry came back with that it just is, I was like, I'm sorry, what? This is the perfect time to just say, I don't like that everyone's life here is a lie and you all deserve to know the truth, which I get is reaching kind of too far given he is just a 10-year-old kid. However, he is a brilliant 10-year-old kid. So I guess I'm just a little indifferent about the choice of words used in his answer. But I digress. Talking points number 3 and 4. The way that Henry is first looking at Dr. Harper. Talking points number 3 and 4. The way that Henry is first looking at Dr. Hopper is just absolutely adorable. I thought he did such a fantastic job with that. And for number 4, I feel like Archie's line when he says, "All the crickets in Storybrooke were once people too," that was a little silly and seemed like it came from a little out of left field, but moving on. My sister just texted me. She's cute. All right. Yeah. In the next scene, we find Emma and oh. I think that coffee just hit me. Okay. In the next scene, we find Emma in the sheriff's department with Graham commenting on her new uniform and the fact that women don't have to be in men's clothing in order to. Well, let me change one word right there, real quick. And I just smacked my. In order for them. Excuse me. All right. We're just going to try that part over again. Editing this is going to be a bitch. It'll be okay. We got this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said a bad word. Moving on. In the next scene, we find Emma in the sheriff's department with Graham commenting on her new uniform and the fact that women don't have to be in men's clothing in order for them to have authority. I very much appreciated that line, I must say. And I love how he agrees to let her wear what she wants, basically, as long as she agrees to put on the badge to make it quote unquote official, which is a clear sign, if you ask me, that something is definitely going to happen the moment you put that thing on. And sure enough, there's an earthquake like shaking that happens very suddenly and quickly the second she puts that badge on. The two of them are clearly concerned as to what just happened, and the phone starts ringing. Emma looks down at her badge with a bit of a confused look, and we are taken to the scene where the incident occurred. Did I not? Alright, hold up though, because I could have swore that I had put something in there about. Oh, let me stop the recording because. I could have swore that I put in there something about the badge. Did I put it in there later? That's where that is. Okay. Did I just. I couldn't have misput it in. Wait, hold on. Let me go back to the document that has my talking points on there because I know that I put it was very specific, and I can go ahead and tell y'all it's fine because the tree on the badge I never realized before that it was a tree. Like, I never really paid attention to what exactly was on the badge. I was just so focused on the earthquake and also trying to see if there was anything else in the background that could have possibly connected either her or Graham to the Enchanted Forest, or, like a little Easter egg that they had hidden. But that was the only one that I could find in that scene. Did I edit in later? Jiminy, Archie, Regina. Cliffhanger. Where in tarnation did I put? I could have swore that. Oh my god! But I have to find it though, because that. Oh my god! I know what I did. It's Okay, I think I just figured out where I put it. It's got to be down here at the bottom with the uh whenever I put in the deleted scenes. Okay, we're not down far enough. Wait a second. Did I? Okay, all right. Okay, I found it. Whew, I was like, I was kind of panicking for a second there because I knew I put it in here. Like I got my script ready. I did. I started questioning myself. Oh god. Okay, we're good. I found it. No more low key panicking for me. Okay, so we waited for later for that. Okay, and I totally did mess up. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot what page. Okay, there it is. All right, now I can hit the record button again because I had to stop. I had to stop that recording on Audacity because I was not about to try to listen and wait just so I could go back and delete all this. Me low key panicking trying to find the. Can y'all hear me okay? I really hope that I'm being heard okay. I mean, it looks fine according to the mic-o-meter. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's just what I decided to call it. But I like it. Mic-o-meter. It's time for a chocolate chip cookie. I've been up since about 6 o'clock this morning, and I tend to do this thing where I either forget to eat or I just really don't have an appetite at all in the morning. So come about noon, you know, lunchtime, I get pretty hungry. But then, like, you have to be careful. Like, I have to be careful what I put on my stomach at that point in time too, because like if I put too much, then I start to feel even more sick. But like if it's not enough, then I don't know. It's weird. But I'm sorry. They got crunchier overnight. They were perfectly cooked last night. I don't. My sister said that she's on here, but it says that nobody's watching right now. Oh shit. Oh, I'm sorry. What did I do? Why is it? Okay. I don't know what I just did there. I forgot that the mouse that I've been working with doesn't control the screen too. Oh. Okay. Let me finish that cookie real quick. Yum. All right. We have about an hour to continue doing this, and I figured if for whatever reason I can't get through the rest of my script for this episode number 5, um, it's okay. I have to go pick up my daughter from school, and then her dad is going to be picking her up tonight. So whenever she gets picked up, we can come back and we'll finish not only recording the episode, but we'll finish with the live recording of it as well. So if for whatever reason we don't have enough time, we'll come back later. It'll be okay. But regardless, since we can, we are getting this done today. Ay, this is cool. I really did want this to be a Wednesday thing, so we'll see. Hopefully, during Wednesdays during the day, about 10 o'clock, my husband won't mind if I borrow his laptop for this. All right, we got this. First, we see the entrance to the mine, one person on top of it trying to move some rocks, it looks like. I'm certain there are more workers. They're most likely just not in. Try that again. I'm certain there are more workers. They're just most likely not where the camera panned to. We also have your typical crowd of town people. Oh! Talk. Let's try that whole paragraph all over again. We first see the entrance to the mine, one person on top of it trying to move some rocks, it looks like. I'm certain there are more workers. They're just most likely where the camera didn't pan to. We also have your typical crowd of townspeople wondering what happened, and then Mayor Mills getting out of her car and telling everyone to step back. Ruby and Marco are briefly discussing the mine collapse, and that's when Mayor Mills approaches Sheriff Graham to learn that Emma Swan is now his new deputy. But of course, she has to keep herself and everything else under control, so she begins back on the crowd, trying to get them to back away as well as give the others room to clean up. I don't think that sounded the way that I wanted it to. Okay, we'll try that one more time, and then whenever I go back and listen to it, whichever one sounds better, we'll just use that one. Okay. I had to make sure my laptop wasn't getting too hot. It sounded like the fan was trying to work a little hard. Alright. First, we see the entrance to the mine, one person on top of it trying to move some rocks. I'm certain there are more workers, they're just most likely not where the camera panned to. We also have your typical crowd of townspeople wondering what happened, and then Mayor Mills getting out of her car and telling everyone to step back. Ruby and Marco are briefly discussing the mine collapse, and that's when Mayor Mills approaches Ruby and Marco are briefly discussing the mine collapse, and that's when Mayor Mills approaches Sheriff Graham and learns that Emma Swan is his new deputy. But of course, she has to keep herself and everything else under control, so she begins back on the crowd, trying to get them to back away as well as give the others room to clean up. Two talking points right here for number 5. I'm trying to keep this in order just so it's easier for me to continuously keep track. So, number 5, I have to say, I love the way Lana did her reaction to finding out that Emma was now working as her lover slash Graham's new deputy. She was definitely not happy about it, but quickly went back to her quote unquote mayor mode and started to. Shit, She was definitely not happy, but quickly went back to her quote unquote mayor mode and started not only controlling the scene, but first takes it upon herself to tell his deputy what to do. Ooh, girl. Number 6, I also love how quickly she was to go onto her speech about doing whatever they can to make the place safer. And then Henry just comes in with the what's down there. And we all know he's going to try to find out what it is, particularly because she keeps telling him not to. Anywhere she doesn't want him to go, he's definitely going. And we learned that pretty quick. My mouth got kind of watery. Started thinking about more coffee. I wish I had some more mocha. Oh well. Gotta go to the dollar store, get some more. This shit. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm I'm really trying, y'all. It's hard, especially whenever you get used to. I mean, you gotta be careful around the kids. But she's not here, so my brain just it's okay. I'm working on the filter. Uh, so one of my um one of my friends for the birthday that just passed, she knows that I like arts and craftsy stuff. She knows I'm very creative. Sorry, quick little tangent right here. But she bought me my first resin kit, and it was for making coasters, and it came with some glitter to put in with it too. That's actually 2 different shades of blue that I have, with the obviously 2 different glitters. Um, but how cool is that? Like, I have I have one more like this. I put some gold down there in the bottom, some gold glitter. Um, I have one more that looks exactly like this. I did that one clear with some. Well, it didn't end up clear. Obviously, I did put some glitters and stuff in it. My mom gave me some pearls and stuff, so I put those inside of it. And then it also came with these cute little wooden ones that you could fill in the spot right here. So it came with 4 of these, 5 of these. I think 5. But this one, I used the glitter from the glitter that I put in the wedding invitations. If you got one and it exploded all over you, I'm sorry. But this is where the excess glitter went, so this definitely won't. I'll put hot glue down here on the bottom so that it doesn't, slide. It sticks. That was my husband's idea. He's got a great mind. All right. Anywho, I know I went just a tad ahead there. Please forgive me. She sees a piece of glass on the ground, picks it up, looks at it very. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but it's like there's a mixture of emotions there. And she was probably wondering too what we all were, which is how did it get all the way up there in the first place if the actual glass coffin is way beneath them? Spoiler alert, by the way. I totally get that like they have to plant stuff and it just gives Henry more of a reason to go into the mines, but I genuinely want to know how that shard of glass got there. Maybe I'm looking a little too far into it. I don't know. I honestly just couldn't help wondering and I wanted to bring it up. I thought it'd be kind of funny. Talking point right here, real quick, number 7, for those of you keeping track. Here's a question for you all. Why exactly did Archie take Henry to the place where there is obvious danger? I mean, there was basically a miniature earthquake, and instead of, oh geez, I don't know, keeping the two of them safe until he could reach Regina and figure out Henry getting home, he takes him to where it originated from and is clearly very dangerous. Minds are collapsing here, people. It's not like he's just taking him to the park. And okay, yes, I get it. Obviously, common sense would tell him that Regina would be there because she is the mayor and she is good at her job and she always stays on stop. And she always stays on top of things. But come on, it only bothers me a little bit. And the reason I know she didn't know Henry was coming is because immediately when he first comes up to her, she goes, Henry, what are you doing here? Meaning she had no idea her son was being brought to this very dangerous place. I have a point. I'm just saying. All right. But anyway, she puts it in her pocket. Henry asks Emma what it was, but Emma is totally confused. And I love the way she did that look while also holding that police line roll in her hand. Regina tells Henry to go wait in the car and then tells the sheriff and deputy to block off the area. Henry is in the car for all of 5 seconds before he gets out, calls to Archie. Emma hears this too and goes over to Henry. And this is where Henry says, quote, this requires all of Operation Cobra, both of you, end quote, which, according to IMDb, is the most famous line of this episode. Again, not sure how accurate that is, but anyways, I thought it was really cute and endearing when Archie was like, I didn't even know I was in Operation Cobra. That honestly tugged at my heartstrings a little bit, which is something that happens a lot in this show. So they talk about the mine, and Henry keeps pointing out how it's not a coincidence that the collapse happened. Tells Emma that not only is she changing things, but that she is also weakening the curse. He then proceeds to ask her what she did today, and that's when she grabs her deputy's badge and has this expression of, oh my god, he's right, but there's no way, it's just not possible, etc. That sounds like it should be a Harry Potter spell. Etc. Um, I'm not even sorry. It really does, though. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Could you or could you not just hear Harry or Ron just hollering, etc.? And then, like, some sort of boom or something. I don't know. I thought about it and, like, I couldn't. Oh, okay. Sorry, not sorry about that. Anyways, let's get back to the episode. Regina comes up, of course, to once again tell Henry to get in the car, tells Emma to do her job, and then has a very intense chat with Dr. Hopper. He tries to stand up for not only himself, but for Henry as well in that moment, but Regina very quickly and forcibly shuts it down by threatening his job and stating that his umbrella would be the only roof over his head, and tells him to crush Henry's beliefs and, quite frankly, his hope. one talking point right here, number 8. I have to be honest, I don't really like the way that Regina uses her power as mayor against Archie Hopper, the way that she did, threatening his job and whatnot. I mean, we all know why she's doing it. She definitely does not want that curse to be broken. I just thought it was a little much. And Archie is clearly having an internal struggle in this moment. She is a very intimidating woman. However, I think you can see that this is something that he truly just doesn't want to do. All right, now Audacity is trying to tell me that somewhere during this recording it dropped during a pause. So I can't. Is it gonna show me? Oh my god! Like I really need this right now. I'm not. I think it's tried to tell me this once before, but whenever I ended up scrolling through the episode, there wasn't actually anything that it dropped. I think that it was just like a minor glitch in the. Oh, what are you? But that's in the middle of. I don't know, it's just like a singular line. But it's right in the middle of whenever I was clearly saying something. But it also says number 1, so is that the only time that it happened? Looks like it so far. Jesus. How far are we? 21 minutes, 49 seconds. Not bad. Alright, I think that's the only time. But it's not like framed or anything like that. So I don't really get. Alright, hold on, let's go back to it and we'll listen to that section where it's trying to say that it cut out. I really don't think it is. It seriously doesn't look like it. I think it just had a glitch for a minute there because I keep stopping and pushing the record button. But that's like part of the cool thing about Audacity is the fact that you can do that. Alright, I gotta put these on for a second. Hold on. Yeah, it feels weird though because it tugs at the headphones. That's why I didn't. Okay, alright, hold on. We got. Oh, I forgot to turn the. Alright, hold on. Okay, so whenever I was saying talking point number 7 right here, for those of you keeping track, it glitched whenever I said track. So it kind of skipped over that just a little bit, like it almost like it buffered basically. So I have two choices here. Either I can cut out the part where I said for those of you keeping track and just keep it as talking point number 7 right here. And hopefully I'll be able to blend that in the way that I need to. Or I go back and redo about 3 minutes worth of recording. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think that I'm just going to continue on, and later on, whenever I go back to listen and edit the episode, um, we're just gonna see what we can do then, and we'll make it work. Cause I know it's only 3 minutes, but let's see how far. Okay, yeah, no, see, because honestly, I like the way that it sounded or it felt at least whenever I was saying talking point number seven. So, no, I'm not going to. We will just edit that out in the best way that we can, and it'll be fine. So, I'm not going to stress about that. Last sip of coffee. But I'm not. I really don't want to do that over again because I like the way it felt. I like the way it sounded. Okay. All right. I found back where I was. Right, let's set a note here in my hand today in the notebook. So you even got a little note for something to put in a future episode right in here. That's the cool thing about these little notepads too, is like it has these different sections, different colors. Oh, they're cool. I like it. Be patient. Wow. Editing. Just to remind myself. Because I'm trying very hard to lower my anxiety levels here lately, so excuse me. Ugh. Oh god, I'm sorry. Like the smallest droplet of spit tried to go down the wrong air pipe. Okay. We're okay. Alright. Yeah, sometimes we just need to leave ourselves a little reminder, so that was my little reminder. Alright. I'm excited to get to the end though, because all the extra stuff. Okay, alright. I'm really excited for like future episodes whenever we get into the more juicier stuff too, like all the stuff with Catherine that's about to happen. Spoiler alert. Wink wink. Or that wasn't a wink. Wink wink. No. No, Sam, just stop. Okay. Alright, I still got. The next scene, we are taken to the Enchanted Forest to older Jiminy and his parents having a conversation about how Jiminy doesn't want them to continue stealing, to be better people, but his parents, being who they are, simply won't have it. They want to keep being thieves for him to stay with them until they die. Then and only then can he be what he wants and wishes to be. I'm leaving that. We next see him in the rain setting up their puppet stage when a young Geppetto walks up to him holding an umbrella. They talk about the puppet show. Geppetto loves it, but Jiminy has grown tired of the same old routine. They listen to the crickets for a moment, and then Geppetto gives Jiminy his umbrella, stating that he doesn't live far away. They listen to the crickets for a moment, and then Geppetto gives Jiminy his umbrella, stating that he doesn't live far away, and then runs off, saying, "I can't wait to see the show." Jiminy is left smiling and seems to have some hope there on his face, just above his neck and jawline. Where is that? Hello? Hello? Am I just crazy? Hello. Hello. Is it? I don't know how that changed, but somehow, like, right while I was in the middle of recording that little part, the speaker that the noise was coming out of from my laptop decided not to come from the headphones, but from the laptop speakers, which is weird. I don't understand why that just happened. But that was totally weird. Where's. Oh, the cat's not in here. Okay. Alright. That was a little too strange. Stuff happens, my friend. I think I'm gonna have to move that poster to like down over here so that y'all can see it a little bit better because it's super cute. I love it. Come on, butterflies. My beautiful butterflies. That is currently the one and only tattoo that I have right now. It's just a single butterfly on my leg. And I love it. Alright, so back to our regularly scheduled program. We then come back to Storybrooke to find Archie doing some serious thinking when Marco comes in for their. See, that's another thing too. Like I'm reading it and I'm doing perfectly fine, and then like I hesitate at a word. Like I don't know why my lip just stops, but my brain keeps going. That I continue to read it, but I just stop talking. I don't know. It's weird. I'm a strange person, but that's okay. Oh, I'm not singing on the live stream right now. Thank God I haven't burped yet. Oh my God. Y'all wait for that. That coin is either going to flip one of two ways, sweetheart. Either you are going to laugh and think it's funny, or you are going to be disgusted and you are never going to want to watch another episode again. Or possibly even listen to. But if I ever do or did like burp while I was doing a recording session, I don't put that into the actual podcast episodes. So don't be afraid. At least not for all of the maybe just these here live streams. We'll see. All right. Record. Let's try that one again. We then come back to Storybrooke to find Archie doing some serious thinking when Marco comes in for their lunch appointment. But Archie forgot about that and instead scheduled another session with Henry. Marco is very understanding and proceeds to tell Henry to have a good session before leaving and closing the door behind him. Henry wonders if Archie is recruiting Geppetto for Operation Cobra. Archie questions this, and then Henry explains that Geppetto is Jiminy Cricket's best friend, and Marco is Archie's best friend, so it only makes sense. Talking point right here real quick. It does seem as though, even though the curse was meant to tear people apart from their loved ones, some people, like Geppetto and Archie, remain best friends as Marco and Archie. Oh God, I meant that. Oh, that's supposed to say Geppetto and Jiminy. That was another thing that I kind of sort of did too whenever, oh God, let me stop that recording. Whenever I'm writing out my notes for some of these episodes, like I get their names switched up, their Storybrooke names and their Enchanted Forest names. So, I mean, they're the same people to me. So, regardless of whichever name I say, I'm still going to think of whatever character, that aligns with. But I'm trying to be more descriptive in here for the podcast, that way anyone listening, they don't get confused. And I want them to know specifically or to be able to like recognize whenever I am discussing the Enchanted Forest versus Storybrooke. Alright, so once again, we are going to try that again. Talking point right here, real quick. Number 9. It does seem as though, even though the curse was meant to tear people apart from their loved ones, some people, such as Geppetto and Jiminy, remain best friends as Marco and Archie. I think they're still pulled to one another in a way that they can't necessarily explain, those who are lucky enough to still have their loved ones close. And another example of this is Granny and Little Red Riding Hood as, well, Granny and Ruby. Not too far of a stretch there, eh? Am I right, Henry? I know that was silly, but oh well. Henry shows Archie that he has supplies in his backpack, and Archie very quickly tells Henry that he can't go down to the mine, which I know he is most definitely concerned for Henry's safety, but he's still stuck in this mindset of, I have to do what she says, otherwise, there's no telling what she might do. And I think it's very clearly weighing down on him heavily, to the point of telling Henry that he's delusional, basically, and that he shouldn't believe in these things, that if he continues, then it will get to a point where they'll have to lock him away. Henry has this very angry and hurt look on his face, and you can most definitely see it in his eyes too, and he leaves without a word. Archie starts to tear up, and then we're taken to the next scene where Mary Margaret and David Nolan are playing a game of paint. Archie starts to tear up, and then we're taken to the next scene where Mary Margaret and David Nolan are playing a game of hangman where she is doing a horrible job at guessing her own name, but David also kindly explains that he would have let her hang. God, why do I keep messing this up? Yeah, let's separate those two paragraphs, and maybe that'll kind of help me separate it in my head whenever I try to say it. All right, let's try this again. We're just going to try that whole part all over again for editing purposes. Henry shows Archie that he has supplies in his backpack, and Archie very quickly tells Henry that he can't go down to the mine, which I know he most definitely is concerned for Henry's safety, but he's still stuck in this mindset of, I have to do what she says, otherwise there's no telling what she might do, referring to Regina, of course, and I think it's very clearly weighing down on him heavily, to the point of telling Henry that he's basically delusional and that he shouldn't believe in these things, that if he continues, then it will get to a point where they'll have to lock him away. Henry has this very angry and hurt look on his face, and you can most definitely see it in his eyes too. Then he leaves without a word. Archie starts to tear up, and then we're taken to the next scene where Mary Margaret and David Nolan are playing a game of hangman, where she is doing a horrible job at guessing her own name. But David also kindly explains that he wouldn't have let her hang, how he would have added all this extra stuff until she got it right, and it's really cute. They discuss how he's going home the following week and how he's progressing physically. However, mentally, he still has no memories. Mary comments on the fact that he's making new memories just fine, and then he comes back with, maybe I'll like these better. And the look between the both of them is just, there's sparks flying everywhere. I can totally see how they fell for one another in real life, and I'm so happy they did. I'm happy for them and their family. And sorry, not sorry for that little tangent. Mary suggests that they play again, and that's when Catherine shows up, asks if she could join in, but Mary Margaret is very quick to suddenly notice the time and attempt to rush off, but not before hearing David and Catherine's brief conversation about their old dog Ajax. She has this upset and longing look almost, and then she signs something and leaves the hospital. The camera cuts to her in Emma's apartment where she's talking about how she's a horrible person and that if Catherine weren't so nice, then things would be easier. But I love how Emma is the level headed, what would be easier? You know what's wrong, it's not worth it, all these things that she needs to hear at a time like this. Yes, it's complicated. We all know that they are meant to be and want them together, but Emma is right in this given time. I do wonder though, okay, just hear me out for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize for this little tangent. But if Emma believed and knew that everything Henry was saying was true, I can't help but wonder how then she would be reacting to the knowledge of, quote unquote, their marriage isn't technically real. It's not meant to be. He should be with Mary because that's how they truly feel deep down. And technically, he's cheating on Snow White with Catherine, and she knows it. But it's like, what does she do? And then also, like, it's so real to them in a sense, especially to Catherine from the very beginning, because she has it planted in her mind. She truly believes in her heart that her and David are married and that they are in love and that they were happy at one point, because that's what's been planted there, and that eventually is what gets planted for David too. But I cannot help but wonder, what would Emma do with all of this knowledge? Should she actually believe what everything that Henry was telling her? It's just, it's very complex, and I'm definitely thinking too hard about this, but it's still kind of fun to think about stuff like this. Um, anyway, like I said, I'm sorry about that tangent there. Let's get back to their conversation. Emma at this point seems to be speaking from experience, although I don't think that it's ever fully explained, and I guess I get why. Henry comes knocking on the door, and when Emma seems to be speaking from experience, although I don't think that. I can't get this part. Emma seems to be speaking from experience, although I don't think that is very fully explained, and honestly, I guess I get why. Henry comes knocking on the door, and when Emma opens it, she sees him crying, clearly very heartbroken. She is most definitely concerned. I would be too. Emma then goes straight to Archie's office to confront him about crushing Henry, quickly comes to the conclusion that Regina is the reason why, and I thought it was very clever when she asks him what could be strong enough to drown. Emma then goes straight to Archie's office to confront him about crushing Henry, quickly comes to the conclusion that Regina is the reason why, and I thought it was very clever when she asks him what could be strong enough to drown out your own conscience. Whew, mama. I mean, how is that line not the most popular one of this episode? Or honestly, for this whole entire first season, it's so beautifully written and executed perfectly. And honestly, it gives me chills because there's so much depth to it. And for obvious reasons, this is my favorite line from this episode. I felt like I had to burp for a second there, but it slowly went away. So, okay. Emma receives a call from the Madam Mayor asking where Henry is. Emma tells her that she dropped him off an hour prior to that, but he's nowhere to be found. Only Archie knows, and when he realizes, Emma sees the look on his face before he tells her that he does in fact know where Henry has gone. Then the camera cuts to Henry with a very determined look on his face, and he's staring at the entrance to the mine before he begins his journey inside. We fade away back to the Enchanted Forest to find Rumpelstiltskin making gold from his spinning wheel. Then, who but Jiminy Cricket should enter the room to bring stolen, not stoling. We gonna get this. It's okay. Whew. We then fade away to the Enchanted Forest to find Rumpelstiltskin making gold from his spinning wheel. We then try it one more time. We then fade away to the Enchanted Forest to find Rumpelstiltskin making gold from his spinning wheel, who then should. We then fade away to the Enchanted Forest to find Rumpelstiltskin making gold from his spinning wheel when who but Jiminy Cricket should enter the room to bring him some stolen items in exchange for some of his golden thread. Also, note how Rumple asks Jiminy for the list of names in which the stolen items belong. Jesus Christ, why can't I get this? Okay, I'm drinking some water because I think that's part of my problem. Oh my god. Okay, so we have 30 minutes to finish this. We're only on page 32 out of 67. Let's try that one more time. All right, we are going to try that part again. Just for. I just can't. Oh, I want to see if my neck would pop. Oh, but it won't. Okay. That's okay. All right. We then fade away to the Enchanted Forest to find Rumpelstiltskin making gold from his spinning wheel when who but Jiminy Cricket should enter the room to bring stolen items in exchange for some of his gold thread. Also, note how Rumpelstiltskin asks Jiminy for the list of names in which the stolen items belong to. I thought that was a very clever and interesting touch to this scene. Really nice detail there. Talking point, real quick, number 10, for once again, those of you keeping track. Um, I am honestly a little disappointed in myself that I am just now piecing together that Jiminy and his family sell their stolen items to Rumpelstiltskin. I like it. It really took me that long to piece that together. I yeah. I don't know why I didn't realize that before, but anywho, I was just kind of surprised at myself for not catching that. Rumple knows what. Rumple knows that Jiminy wants more from him, and obviously exactly what it is. He begins to make it for him while Jiminy tells him that he's tired of the life that he lives and how he wants to be free. Rumple, of course, knows it's his parents he wishes to get away from, suggests different ways to give them the potion that include putting it in their curds and whey. I thought that was cute. And then Rumpelstiltskin and then he continues on to tell Jiminy to leave them where they are for him to go back and collect as his quote unquote fee. And then he proceeds to tell them that they will be in good hands. And I couldn't help but laugh because, first off, they are puppeteers who then. I personally couldn't help but laugh because it's potentially going to be puppeteers who get turned into puppets. And yeah, they're going to be in good hands, all right. They're going to be put on display in Rumple's pawn shop in Storybrooke. So yeah, that's great hands, which obviously we later on in this here episode learn that it wasn't his parents that get turned into puppets. I just the thought of that though is quite ironic. That just so happens to be the potion that Rumpelstiltskin decides to give Jiminy for his freedom to get away from his parents. Yeah, it's too coincidental. I can't talk. It's too coincidental. That's how you say it. It's too coincidental. Back to the story. Jiminy seems hesitant but still takes the potion and leaves, and then we're taken back to Storybrooke to find Emma and Archie at the entrance to the mine hollering for Henry, but we all know that is simply not going to work, and Archie goes in to find Henry after Pongo finds a candy bar on the ground that Henry had in his backpack. While inside the mine and looking around, Henry finds another shard of glass that looks very similar to the one that Regina picked up off of the ground previously. Then the mine starts to shake, as well as the ground around it. Archie runs inside the entrance just before it's blocked off by the fallen debris, and Emma is left outside. Archie quickly finds Henry, tells him that they need to leave, tries to explain that it's too dangerous, but Henry is determined to find more proof, so he runs off again, only to go further into the dangerous tunnels. Talking point number 11 real quick. I would just like to say that I really like the way that Jennifer Morrison as Emma acted out the ground shaking and her slipping and falling. I thought that she did a fantastic job. I also have another question for you guys, which is why in tarnation is Archie yelling in the mines that keep collapsing and shaking? One would think that that's not a very smart thing to do, and I understand him wanting and needing to find Henry, but follow him. Don't yell and potentially make it collapse even more. Ugh. Once again, we are taken back to the Enchanted Forest where Jiminy and his parents are approaching a home to steal from those living there. Jiminy tries to turn them away at the last second, stating that they don't need the money, but his parents don't care. They just want to steal from people. They talk him into continuing on with the plan, and the nice family welcomes them into their home and even gives them all broth. Such a kind hearted couple they are. Too bad though, because they're about to be puppeteered by the puppet masters. Jiminy's parents go into their routine talking about a plague and how elf tonic is the only thing that can keep them safe from it. Jiminy does his part so half heartedly and is quite funny. The couple falls for it, offers to give them payment for the elf tonic, and surely they come up with a way for them to be repaid for such a wonderful thing, that elf tonic. Once out of the house and go back Once they're out of the house and go back to their carriage, Jiminy once again feels horrible for what they've done and expresses that to them, but they simply don't care about anyone else, only themselves. And so when Jiminy tried to use his potion against them, he learns that his father pulled his usual tricks on Jiminy, stole what potion he had, switched it with rainwater, aka the elf tonic, and gave said potion to the couple inside of the house. Jiminy runs back inside only to find out that they have been turned into puppets. Geppetto comes in to look for his mother and father, only to discover what has happened and very angrily asks Jiminy what he did to them. Talking point number 12 right here. How did Jiminy not know, or at least have a feeling, that his dad was going to switch the bottles? He's very skilled at sleight of hand and has not only shown but also told Jiminy this on multiple occasions. So why did he not think of that beforehand? As well as the fact that the bottles look exactly the same. I mean, come on, just use that little brain. It's got to be somewhere in there. It's so clear. I mean, I'm sorry, but the potential was right there for it. Fade back to Storybrooke, where Archie is trying to find Henry in the mine, hollering Henry's name only to find him like 10 feet away. Henry sees something shiny down a very narrow hole, and this is when Archie tells Henry that he is frightened for them both, not because he doesn't believe in Henry, but because they are trapped down there with no way out. This is when Henry truly realizes the danger of him going in there. Camera pans to some workers, as well as Emma, Regina, Graham, Marco, Ben, Ruby, and Pongo there trying to find out a way to get Henry and Archie out when the ground shakes some more. And then Emma and Regina have a brief argument about what he's. Oh, God. We gotta try that one again. The camera pans to some workers, as well as Emma, Regina, Graham, Marco, Ben, Ruby, and Pongo there trying to figure out a way to get Henry and Archie out when the ground shakes some more. That sounds like too robotic right there. All right. Try it one more time. It's like the further I get into. Hold on, let me stop this recording on Audacity. It's like the further I get into the pages while I'm reading, I just like continuously get a little bit more excited, and I think I start talking a little bit faster too. And I think that's part of my problem. Um, not necessarily that it's a problem. It's just that's part of the reason why I have to go back and say some paragraphs a couple of times, because it's just, it doesn't always work and we can't always be perfect. So, but that's all part of the fun. That's why I thought it'd be really cool to do this. And yeah. Plus, I personally, obviously, I don't really listen to um, a whole lot of podcasts. These select few that I do listen to, I can't say that I've ever seen a live, raw, videotaped recording session. So I don't know why I couldn't say that. It's like my brain just could not figure out the word. But if you haven't, we'll go off on another little tangent right here to be okay, because we're not gonna have time to finish this one. Um, so if you haven't already listened to the intro episode, which is coincidentally available here on YouTube. Um, and then the current episode 4, is live on Spotify, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio too, as well as Buzzsprout. Um, I don't know if you can just like go on there and search for podcasts and listen to them, but I would imagine you can. It's a really awesome website. Um, but if you did listen to the intro episode, there are other Once Upon a Time podcasts out there, obviously. Um, there was one that I found that I really liked. I thought it was very interesting. And they talked about the Brothers Grimm stuff too, and I thought that that was very interesting. I'm still in the process of listening to it too. Um, where did it go? Where did it go? It's oh no! Don't tell me that they took it down. Is this one it? No. Did they take it down? Oh no. Whew, okay, I found it. It's I really like it though because it's sorry I got kind of scared there because I couldn't find it on my list, but it's scroll back up to the top. It's called the Ever After, or I'm sorry, it's called Ever After the Once Upon a Time podcast. Um, the it's hosted by a married couple and their daughter who is watching the show with them, and they also I had to text my sister back real quick. I think she sent me a message that she didn't actually mean to. Um, yeah, it's totally cute, and they go a little bit deeper into the Brothers Grimm stories as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why their podcast is really interesting and it's really cool to listen to. Um, and like I said, there are a select few. The I did try listening to the After Buzz Once Upon a Time podcast. I think it's like people that actually work for the broadcasting networks. They did a podcast after watching the show, after it was aired on TV, I'm pretty sure. But they just, I don't know, some of the stuff that they talked about, it was kind of silly, and they didn't like notice things, or they didn't talk about stuff that I wanted to listen to and talk about, and stuff that like I found out throughout my journey of watching the show. And I know that they wouldn't have a whole lot of information about it anyways, and I'm not saying anything bad about the podcast. I still think it's really interesting to listen to. um I just, me personally, I didn't finish listening to that particular one because I wanted to start this one, and it was because of those two main podcasts really that they're really great, and I give so much credit to them because it's really nice, like I said before, to be able to listen to someone else's opinion and to be able to hear their point of view about something, because they know different stuff than you do. Not necessarily more stuff, they just are knowledgeable about different stuff. And they see things in a different point of view than what we personally see it in. So I think that that's another reason why podcasts are so great, because you get to open your mind to all of these other people's different points of view and how they think. And it can also really help you as to like where you want your mindset to be, if you aren't quite necessarily in a place where, it feels like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, some people just, they think very differently, and it's nice to have that planted in your head sometimes, because it broadens your horizons. And I'm all for that. Like, I want to learn so much that I can in this lifetime. um I just want to enjoy it, because this is what we got. We're all having fun together. I wonder if I keep trying to use my mouse for my husband's laptop, but it's not connected to it. Not a silly goose. Ow. Oh, I hit my elbow on the wall. Oh, that hurt. Oh my god. This string right here just scared me. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, oh, I talked about my Okay. Let me just, while we're paused right here. Hold on. So, this shirt right here that I have on, I really wanted to wear it for the stream. Um, so, and I did talk about it a little bit in my TikTok video, but just in case you don't see that, this shirt, thought I heard my husband. Probably not. Okay, a little tangent right here before we try to read this last paragraph before it's time to go, because I gotta go pick up the kid. And then, like I said earlier, whenever I'm done with that, we'll come back to this whenever she gets picked up, and we will continue this here recording session, because I really definitely got to get this done today so that I have enough time to go back and edit it, so that I can release it on Tuesday. Okay, so this shirt, me and my husband got married in October. We we didn't really have that many plans for the honeymoon. Honestly, we just wanted to spend time together. That was the one thing that we knew for a fact that we wanted to do, and to be able to actually do that for longer than your average weekend, it was very nice. It was wonderful. We had a lot of fun. So we drove up to Tennessee, and I am a huge fan of WWE wrestling, Raw and SmackDown. I love those two shows. I know they also have NXT, but I don't really keep up with that one. We do good to keep up with what we watch right now, because of all the other stuff that we do too. Sometimes it really feels like there's just not enough time in the day. Anyway, so we um we went to Tennessee for our honeymoon, and it was a surprise, but he told me about a week before the wedding that he bought tickets for us to go see Raw live in Tennessee, in Nashville. Like, y'all, I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and I watched Raw. It was so cool. Like, I always knew that the experience live versus just watching it on the TV was going to be dramatically different. And I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all just saw that little hairball I just dropped. I have I like to call it just one of my nervous ticks. I used to like roll up the bottoms of my shirts, and I still do that sometimes, but I also run my fingers through my hair, and whenever there's a couple of strands that come out with it, I roll them into little balls. because I'm weird and I have strange anxiety things. And but yeah, anyway, so I love it, and I've wanted to go to a live show ever since I was a kid. Whenever we were younger, my dad took my older brother, but and I'm pretty sure that my younger sister was born at the time. I just think that me and her were too young to go to, so um, I've wanted to go to a live show for as long as I can remember. So, as a surprise for the honeymoon, my husband bought us tickets to go see a show in Nashville, Tennessee, Raw live, and it was part of the 2021 draft. So that was pretty cool too. We got to watch and be a part of that. Um, where we were at up in the stands too, if you are looking at the stage, and I think I actually talked about this in the other live video that I did earlier that has the worse quality than this one right here. But if you are looking at the stage, we were up there in the first like balcony up there on the right, and we were close to the sound like where the fireworks come out and stuff. So those they're really loud up there. I had to like plug my ears whenever I could catch it, because it gets just a little too loud for me. But and I get headaches very easily sometimes. But that we had great seats. It was like perfect. We had a wonderful view, and we could see everyone like as they were starting to come out on the stage. So I thought that was really cool too. We got to watch them leave. And like sometimes they wouldn't necessarily go like in the same backstage area as everybody else. They would kind of like go off to the side a little bit. So we got to watch a couple of people go in a different direction, and that was really cool too. But uh, the we had really good seats, and whenever we tried to go back on Hulu to watch it, because obviously I wanted to see whether or not you could see us. Um, Unfortunately, you can't. It's just a little too dark. Where up in our section, obviously I know where we were, and I could look at it and tell you every time. I could point it out, but you can't really see us because it's a little too dark. And my mom told me that I still should have brought a sign, and honestly, looking back, I kind of regret it because they probably could have caught it on camera, but it's okay. Um, Me and my husband, we were wearing our matching pink shirts, our New Day shirts. Grab that for you real quick. I thought it would be really cute if we match. So he bought these for us probably about a year ago. If I'm not mistaken, these were like his. No, we got them before Christmas last year. But I like to wear it a lot because it's comfortable and it's New Day. It's pancakes. Look at that buff unicorn. Oh my god, that's so cool. But WWE shop online is where we got that. And they have so much more stuff. But so while we were there at the show, um, like during one of the commercial breaks, my husband he went on his phone and he ordered us another set of matching T-shirts. So by the time the show was over, I keep wanting to call it a live stream because this is what I'm doing right now. But I mean, it's kind of technically what it was, anyways. But whenever it was over, we went down to the stands, and oh my god, like I I'll be honest with y'all. I don't really do well whenever it comes to crowds and a whole lot of people. My anxiety kicks in, and even whenever it comes to just like shopping at Walmart, I always feel like somebody's watching me. I don't know what it is, but I'm like constantly checking my surroundings, and I don't do well in crowds. So like, imagine me standing there, like 'cause my husband had to go to the bathroom right before we left, because drink a lot of fluids. You got to pee. So like whenever he went to the bathroom, I was just like standing outside of it by myself, but like everybody, there was so many people walking by and so many people going in and out from the bathrooms too. And I had to try so hard to just like focus on me and my bubble. And only that, it was kind of hard, but I did it. I stood there and I waited, and we got in line for our shirts. Apparently if you order them online versus just like waiting out in the lines, you can go up to a quick line and get your stuff a lot quicker. So don't forget about that if you ever go to a live Raw or SmackDown show. So he got us these shirts, and it has all of these amazing people on there. Like you got Charlotte, Becky, there's Alexa Bliss right there. That's my girl. Of course, you got Roman Reigns. He's the head of the table right now. Big E, part of our New Day. That's Sasha Banks right there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Drew McIntyre. He's up here. Is that, I think that's Rhea Ripley. Yeah. Seth Rollins. Like, we have so many incredible superstars here on that. Look, that's Edge right there. So, but okay, that's not even the best part about this t shirt. Check this out. All right, so the Raw episode is the one that we went to, right? It says, I was there, WWE draft. I hope you can see that. I was there. So this side is the Raw side. That is the show that we were at. It says 10/4/21. It looks kind of backwards, but check it out. If you come to this side, the SmackDown side, oh god, there we go. It says 10/1/2021, or 21 right there. That 10/1. That's our wedding anniversary. Our wedding anniversary is on the back of the t-shirts that we got from my first ever live WWE show. How cool is that? Like, I gotta start to tear up, sir. Sorry. It's so cool. And it was so awesome to finally go to a show I wanted to for so long. And my husband is so incredible. He knows how much I love it too. And he made it happen for me, you guys. He took us to a live show. And now our wedding anniversary is on the back of the shirt that we got from it. That's so cool. I love it so much. Okay. All right. Now that I've gone on that little tangent, I think this is where I'm going to end this live recording session, and then later on, after my daughter gets picked up, I'm going to spend some time with her before she goes spend some time with her dad. I am very fortunate to, as is she, to have the situation that we do. Her dad is very much part of her life, and yeah, not that that's really any of you guys' business. I feel very fortunate that my child has both parents that really truly care and love her very much. But okay, so it's about 1:30 right now. I need to go get in the car rider line. I don't remember what time she's being picked up, but I will go on both Facebook and TikTok and make a little post real quick before I come back here. And even if you can't join us whenever I do go back live, feel free to come back later and watch these here videos. I would definitely like for you to join me for some future episodes. Hopefully we can get some more people and somebody in here watching. My sister said that she was, but for whatever reason, the stream right now is telling me that there's nobody on here. But she probably just went back and watched the one that I did earlier. If you do go back and watch that, again, I'm sorry for the video quality on there. I was using my laptop for it, and it's a lot older than my husband's, so that's that. And yeah, this has been really cool. We got just over halfway done. So whenever we come back, we'll finish the rest of the episode. I will add in the other stuff that I have at the end of my script here, some extra stuff just for us to go over later on. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all later, and hopefully we'll have some more people joining us. And I do plan on, once again, just real quick right here. I'm sorry. Um, I do plan on having a couple people join me as, like, co-host for some episodes. My husband is most likely going to be the first person, um, and then I'm hoping that one of my friends, as well as my sister, might be able to do a couple episodes with me too. Um, we'll have to plan accordingly and see what we can make happen. So, yeah, I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoyed being a part of this recording session with me. I look forward to this again. I look forward to finishing up this episode. And if you would like to email me, feel free to onceuponaspoilerpod@gmail.com. Again, onceuponaspoilerpod@gmail.com. I will input that in the description below so that you guys have that too, just in case. And if for whatever reason the email doesn't go through, comment on this video and let me know, and I will figure out what we can do about that. And the reason why I say that is because maybe I just haven't gotten any emails from anyone, but I haven't gotten anything from anyone. So if you do try to send me something and for whatever reason it doesn't go through, let me know in the comment section below, and I will do my best to figure that out. So once again, thank you for joining me. Feel free to come back later whenever we finish up this recording session. I think I'll just title it part 2 of episode 5. I'll label it part 2 of the same title of this episode, so it'll be, you'll be able to find it. It'll be okay. All right, so it's time to go bye-bye, butterflies. I will hopefully see you all later, and I hope you have the bestest of days. See you in a few hours.